This is Mike Einspar, and this is my case study for parental apathy for EDL 856. What do we know? We know that Mrs. Rose is a new assistant principal at JFK School. JFK School is a very limited involvement with the parents or the community, and currently there are no groups organized, whether it's the PTA or the PTO. The principal has expressed minimal concerns in regards to outside involvement, whether it be the community or parents. Principal would rather not have parental involvement, and the principal had different views early in his career, but the parental apathy has changed him. The parental involvement was poor when solicited, and the principal is in direct contact with the community. The community would rather not be involved with the school, according to the principal, and the community expects the educators to do it all. Mrs. Rose, the new assistant principal, is discouraged by the principal's stance on the community relations, and the principal did schedule a meeting with the parents. The announcement was made to the parents through the students, and the principal will not allow a PTO or PTA, but will allow an advisory group. Only 8 parents showed up to the meeting, and the principal and the assistant principal discussed canceling the meeting. What do we need to know? Why is the parental involvement so low? What caused the principal to lose faith in the parents? Why is the principal against any type of organized group? And what methods of communication are currently in practice? What communication methods are available? And which community members have influence? How do parents and community members want to be involved? And how do we get the principal to be excited? Identifying the problem. The parent and the community involvement is very, very low to non-existent at JFK. The principal is reluctant to involve the community and the parents, or any stakeholders for that matter. Any type of effective communication is not being utilized, and positive school vision and message is either not there, not developed. Either way, it's not getting out to the stakeholders. And there is no gap between the school and the community. Okay, time for the proposed plan of action. First, I would develop a faculty committee. I would ask every faculty member on campus to be involved in this committee. Hopefully they would all want to be involved, but I would definitely take all those that have interest in having a community communication action committee. I would ask them all, find out what methods have they used in the past. Some of those teachers have probably been there for a long time. Maybe some of them are new. Find out what has worked, what it hasn't, and just get their ideas. And ask for any ideas that they might have on things that might work. I always feel that if you can get the teachers to buy in and utilize some of their plans, they have a piece of the action now, and their buy-in is much greater. Ask them, who in the community are our leaders, and go recruit the leaders in the community. Maybe they're official leaders, such as a mayor, or certain business leaders. Maybe they're just grandparents or aunts or uncles, or just community leaders, or non-official community leaders that we could get on board to help with our plan. One of the greatest things we could do would be to plan an open house and invite everybody. Invite every community member, parent, grandparent, even invite the people that don't have kids. Get them into the school so they can see the great things that you have going on and the plan that you would like to put in place to involve the community and make the school more of a center, pride piece of the community. Use every method of available communication: newspaper, radio, TV, digital, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, email. And then also there's just the face-to-face. Go outside the school and shake hands and personally invite people to the open house. Have all the community members that have joined this committee send out personal invites, again, whether it's through the mail, whether it's in the grocery store. Maybe give them some time off during the day with a sub where they could go out and go see people and invite them to the open house. Invite all the community members. Whether they're businesses, whether they don't own a business, it doesn't really matter. We want everybody in the school seeing what's going on. And then go and reinvite the 8 parents that showed up for the original meeting. They were the original 8 that showed up and want to have some kind of involvement. So make sure they're there also and involved. Once you plan the open house, have a survey ready so you can survey all stakeholders to find out what types of involvement that they are willing to do. Are they willing to be head of committees? Are they willing just to come in and volunteer? Are they willing to help fundraise? There's lots of ways that the community can be involved. Find out which ways that they feel could be very beneficial for the school. Make sure that we do follow-up communication between the committee and the open house attendees. Make sure that we get contact information for everybody that attended, again, whether it be through digital, through phone, or it's a face-to-face contact. We want to make sure we follow up with them. And then we need to develop a vision to include a year-long, consistent, two-way line of communication between the community, all stakeholders, and the school. Again, invite community members to all school events, whether they be athletic, academic, graduation, holiday, presentations, whatever it might be. Let's make sure we're inviting everybody there. Allow for faculty to use time to go out and visit the community. Maybe we have a rotation of every week. We have 2 different faculty members that get to go out during their lunch time, extend their lunch time to an hour, hour and a half, provide a sub, not against their personal time, where they can go out and go meet community members to get them involved in the fun things we have going on at school. And again, I can't stress enough all forms of communication. Make sure we're utilizing, again, the media, the digital media, and face-to-face contact. The appropriate strategies that we're using. We are reaching out to the parents and the community members through every possible mode of communication out there, other than Morse code. We're trying to involve every local leader, whether they're an unofficial leader or they're an official leader. Again, the using every mode of communication is key to this. That we're surveying the parents and the community members, finding out what their idea of communication is and how we can get them involved and how they are willing to be involved within the school to get the excitement up there and to see the fun things that are going on. And then again, follow-up communication. I strongly believe that the two-way line of communication is key. If I'm calling on a parent to ask them for help with a child, it's only fair that they call me to ask for the same help, or I return the phone calls for things that they may need involving our school. Resolve to the issue. What is best for the students? What's best for the students is that the parents and teachers are working together, that between home and school we have a consistent line of communication, and that things are consistent. They may have things that they need to work on at home from school, and vice versa, that the parents feel like they can call a teacher at any point in time to visit about their student or the administration about issues that may come up, or just being involved. That the community takes an involvement. I've said it many times in this course, and I truly believe that it takes a village to raise a child, and we need to make sure that I hold to that statement. We need to make sure that there is a clear expectations between school and home. That maybe that was a problem with the past with this school, that there was no clear expectations between what the school expected for involvement and what the parents were willing to participate in. And one of the biggest things that we really need to do in this issue is to work on the solutions that the parents and the community have expressed. We don't want to just survey them and then throw those surveys in the garbage and just continue the way we've done things. If they've expressed issues, we need to prioritize them as a committee, and then we need to communicate them with the stakeholders on which ones we're going to start with, and then form a plan on how to solve those communication issues or the issues that the parents have expressed. And then we need to, the new sense of enthusiasm, starting with Mrs. Rose. Enthusiasm breeds enthusiasm, and people want to be a part of exciting things. And we need to make sure that the energy is positive and that the enthusiasm stays consistent. All right, what was I thinking during this case study? What caused the principal to have such apathy? What caused him in his career to go from an excited administrator with lots of beliefs and a vision and want to get everybody on board to just kind of join the parent apathy and just kind of want to come in and the old Dunkin' Donuts, I have to make the donuts, just show up and do his job and leave. Why the dissolving of the PTO and the PTA? In my 20 plus years of education, it seems like those are the parents that are super excited, usually pretty organized, and always have the best interest of the kids. And so there had to be something there, and what was that? Man, I was really excited for Mrs. Rose, and I really loved her persistence to want the communication. There's something to be said about the uh, the experience of older administrators and teachers, but there's always something fun about young administrators and young teachers that come in with lots of energy and ideas. And if you can pair that with the experience of teachers who've been around, man, that's when you got a great combination. And hey, give Mrs. Rose a shot at developing community relations. Maybe just that, that different face to the school might spark some things to happen. But give her a shot. Maybe she has some ideas that haven't been tried before, and maybe her leadership is a style that people will really take to. I was thinking there's got to be a better method of communication for the parent meeting. They sent out a letter through the students to the parents, and a lot of times that note gets stuck in the bag in the bottom and never really gets home. And they never really said what was on the agenda for the meeting. Was it just a general parental information meeting? What was that? All right, just some basic unresolved issues is why does principal just want to have an advisory group and not really have a formal PTA or PTO group? And what encouraged a principal to change his mind and agree to a parent meeting? I like it, but what was the issue that sparked him to do that? We don't really know what all methods of available communication are. Is this a city school with lots of available communication methods, or is this a rural school with one public radio station, no TV, and limited internet? And again, what was on the agenda? What was on the agenda for that meeting? I would really like to know that, and so that we can set a better agenda for coming meetings. All right, my reflection on Standard 4, collaborating with families and communities. I really worked hard at trying to involve the faculty, having them start a subcommittee or in committees to form communications with the community, reaching out to the parents and the community members, having the committee members from the faculty go out and invite them to the open house, using every form of available communication to get them to the open house. The personal invites from the committee members, the administration. It's one thing to turn down an email or a letter or a phone call, but when somebody personally invites you, you're more apt to say, yeah, I'll show up, or no, I can't, I have to work. Surveying the parents, finding out what their ideas, what do they need in communication from the school to get involved with the school? What do they need from the school, and what's their availability or to, whether it's get off work, whether it's during the school day, after school hours, school events, surveying them, and then showing how the parents and teachers can work together through communication to be on the same board and set the same high standards and clear expectations with the students in the school to be on the same page. Okay, how are we going to respond to the diverse needs of our community? Work on those issues that the stakeholders mentioned in the surveys. Follow-up communication with the stakeholders on which issues we're going to tackle first and how we're going to attack them, both as a committee and a school. And again, I'm going to reiterate, it takes a village to raise a child, getting everybody from community leaders, parents, and administration on board to help educate our community. And just making sure that our clear expectations between school, home, and community are met through our school vision plan, whatever that plan is once we set it up. Okay, and the last one, how to mobilize our community resources. We schedule an open house, invite the entire community there, making sure we're identifying all of our local leaders, whether they're official or unofficial, and making sure that we recruit all community members available that can help our school out. And then give our faculty time to meet with those community members. And again, I think we can rotate that, maybe 2 faculty members a week so they can go out and meet those community members. Thank you,